This is Galahound19 with an extra special video, a collab with a fellow YouTuber artist called Mr. Splavada? How do I pronounce your name again?
Mr. S.
Okay, Mr. S, thank you for agreeing to my collab. Oh boy, I remember when I first found your channel, I suggested taking My Hero Academia characters and putting them in the Savage Lands.
Yep, definitely enjoyed that. That was a really good pick. I think we had like 2-parters to that, and some of the art turned out pretty well.
The Froppy one was my favorite.
I was a big Tentacle fan, so him with his like bloody stone axe was my favorite. I've never done a banter thing with anyone, so not entirely sure how this works.
Oh, don't worry, I'll take the reins here.
Now, we agreed we were gonna do like fusions, but based on like D&D classes. Alright, and you chose Rogue, Druid, and Fighter.
Yep, those were the 3 that I chose.
And I chosen Barbarian, Cleric, and Paladin.
Very cool choices.
Yes, we both suggested 2 characters for each, and we were also gonna fuse a 3rd character into each one. So, yeah, which one would you like to see first?
I'm a big fan of Barbarian classes. Let's see the Barbarian.
Okay, now you suggested Skeletor and that mummy-looking one. What was it called again?
Armand. There we go. Yeah, because I was thinking for a barbarian, they need to be kind of big. Yeah, so Armand from Mummies Alive.
For this barbarian fusion, I had to go for Battle Beast. That aggressive plushie might as well have barbarian written all over him. Now as for Skeletor, I'd say he's more of a warlock than a barbarian. But the new He-Man movie just came out, so I was like, oh, what the heck. Now Armand is pretty sick looking, but I never even heard of Mummies Alive, so I had to do a quick Google search. But that's enough design notes. Let's go into a bit of fan fiction. Over to you, Francis. Alrighty then. As much as I want to regale some of my beastly encounters, I think I'll talk about other people's adventures, like the local legends from my homeland. Why, my grandmother told me these tales of epic heroes. Although most bedtime stories wouldn't include swearing or gory details. Don't worry, folks. I'm keeping this family friendly. Let's start with the barbarian. Yeah, strongly debatable whether he's a hero or a villain. Now, before, he was known as Armandor Throck, an ambitious/arrogant young warrior who rose up the ranks to become Lord Rapsoron's bodyguard. Although, with his unparalleled skills and strategic mind, he could have become commander or even general. The only thing that stopped Armandor was his distrust to his fellow soldiers. He believed each one of them was plotting to replace him someday. He'd often say he'd rather be a one-man army. But then came a day when a civil war broke out. I think Lord Rapsoron was leading a raid on an overseas enemy stronghold or something. Honestly, it's like Azeron goes to war every other year or so. In the heat of the battle, Armandor struck down more soldiers than anyone in his division. But at the end, his thirst for glory clouded his judgment. He threw his axe at a fleeing soldier, who at the last second ducked out of the way. The axe bounced off the stone wall, and the blade went straight through Armandor's shoulder, taking his entire right arm from his body. The warrior collapsed to the ground in both agony and embarrassment. Lord Rapsoron, seeing Armandor in this sorry state, he simply left him for dead. The selfish lord only cared about taking his plundered riches back home. Thankfully, one soldier didn't abandon him. A young man named Jakai carried Armandor for days, looking for help. There wasn't a lot of that going around in enemy territory until they found a mysterious sorceress. She agreed to help, but warned Armandor that the spell to restore his body, it would manifest his inner self to his outward appearance. For him to remain human, he must be humane, kind, and merciful. Armandor accepted the terms, but as soon as his body was restored, he shoved both Jakai and the sorceress aside and went off to get his revenge. He sailed back to Azeron, then tore through everyone in his way. With each kill, he became more beastly, and when he got Rapsoron in his clutches, well, let's skip the gory details. He walked into that palace as a man, then walked out as a humanoid white lion creature. They say to this day, the armored beast travels far and wide, land and sea, searching for any noble, warlord, or anyone who misuses their power. He would find them, slay them, and then decorate his armor with their skull as a warning to others. Legends say that he fought a pair of sadistic, immortal tyrants, and mid-battle found a way to kill them both.
Hey, he looks pretty dope. I like the perspective on this one.
Try guessing what character I'd fuse them with.
Let's see. Having a tough time here. I definitely see both characters in there. I don't know, who's the third?
Battle Beast from Invincible.
Oh, snap. Good choice. Good pick. I like the vertical formatting of your drawing. I always do horizontal artworks, but I'm always like, I struggle with the vertical format. This is something I've talked to like Dempsey J and Kingpin about before. But I mean, you make it work. It works pretty cool.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's go to Cleric.
Let's do it.
You suggested Anne from Shaman King, and what was that girl from Fire Force?
Iris. Yeah, I gave you Iris from Fire Force.
Okay.
Now, admittedly, Katara wasn't my first choice for this fusion, but with the characters provided, I wanted to throw in something a little different in both design and ability-wise. Going into this, I only watched the first season of Fire Force, and I've seen even less of Shaman King, so that was another quick Google search. But enough about that. Time for some more fanfiction. Now let's go for a more magical hero, like say Kana Iris, the Master Cleric. Her abilities are as exotic as her wardrobe. Born to a small tribe in the icy southern lands, she had the inherent ability of aquakinesis, a power that has nearly vanished from her tribe, a power that allows her to control the water around her. But I'm afraid her limited control couldn't help her when she was sailing home after a fishing trip. A sudden storm came in and swept her away. Kana woke up 2 days later, washed up on the shores of Azeron. Stranded in a foreign country with no money, Kana was fortunate enough to find refuge in a local church. And despite the language barrier, Kana got along well with the Sisters of the Cloth. But later on, Kana learned of a terrible curse on the land. For reasons unknown, people were being infected and transmogrified into flame elemental zombies. Ravenous creatures with fire perpetually emanating from their bodies, leaving a trail of destruction everywhere they go. For years, the royal army had kept them at bay, but those monsters just kept gaining ground. Kana thought back to the storm and wondered, what if that was fate? With her powers, she could do more good for Azeron than she would have for her tribe. So she tried to enlist in the army, but after being rejected a few times, she went and snuck aboard a military supply cart heading to the front. But they barely made it halfway before they were attacked by flame zombies. They were slow, they were stragglers, and yet they destroyed a few dozen carts and injured several soldiers. Kana then leapt out and retaliated with a flurry of water blasts. But her power didn't so much hurt the creatures, but more like soothed them. They just stood there, quietly watching the young woman, but then the soldiers came up and cut them all down. Kana was left puzzled. She may have just found another way. She ran from the scene and began traveling, studying, experimenting every day for 5 years. Through consistency and out-of-the-box thinking, she was ready. Kana arrived at the front, where there were hundreds, if not thousands, of flame zombies throwing themselves at the shields and spears of the royal army. Kana used all of her magic to manipulate the storm clouds, casting a spell of healing rain, a spell of her own making, dousing the flames on the zombies' bodies, while also soothing the creatures. After a while, they stopped fighting altogether and was just basking in the cool rainwater. Kana had done what the royal army couldn't. She brought peace and healing back to Azeron.
Oh, here's the finished result.
Pretty cool looking.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Can you get?
Is it like a Katara?
Yes, it is
yeah.
Katara. That's 1 point for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you had a video recently, with Avatar, so it kind of gives similar vibes.
Yeah, I was going from her Fire Nation outfit, which is my favorite one.
Yeah, I like that last season of Avatar. They did pretty good.
Yeah. What do you think of this new live-action series?
I don't mind it. I actually kind of enjoy it. Not everyone does, but I dig it.
It's certainly better than the live-action movie they did a while back. I mean,
we don't talk about that.
They even got Aang's name wrong.
Ong, just to annoy the viewers.
Aang is wrong. Okay. Now last, but certainly not least, we got the Paladin.
All right.
Now, you suggested Evolved Knight from Kingdom Raids, was it?
Believe so.
And Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a good leader. He's a good fighter. Definitely someone that makes an oath. So he was an easy pick for me.
Now this last drawing is actually the first I had finished for the collab, and I had planned to throw Urza Scarlet into the mix, but decided on Sir Roulege, because fire ghost type Pokemon are dope, especially with flaming sword hands. Now here's more from the Dragon Nerd. Oi, only my friends get to call me Dragon Nerd. Oh come on, we were just starting to get along. Now this legend here, it begins when a master of martial arts, Hamato Splinters, adopted 4 orphaned boys, Rafa, Michaelo, Donta, and Leonidas. He raised them well and passed down his teachings of honor, self-enlightenment, and yes, of course, martial arts. Each sibling had their own talent that made training easier. Aside from Leonidas, he quickly fell behind, but he took his teachings to heart and trained harder than anyone else. And a few years later, Master Splinters was made sensei of the Pokemon Dojo. Not only would he be taking up new students, but the dojo also houses several magic items, which now falls under his protection. Splinters and his sons were excited for the opportunity, but Leonidas, this new responsibility pushed him even further. He managed to surpass every student, but even that wasn't enough for him. And then Azeron had another one of its civil wars. Leonidas went to fight in it. Splinters pleaded with him not to, but he didn't listen. The battle lasted for 2 years, and the young man held his own. But his real hardship was when he came home. The dojo had been raided, the magic items stolen, and Splinters was dead. Leonidas was horrified. While he was gone, they had been attacked by bandits, led by the renowned outlaw Giovanni the Shredder. The young man was kicking himself for not being there for his family. His brothers wanted to come together, come up with a plan, but driven by pride and vengeance, Leonidas went alone. Let's skip to the part where he finds the bad guy and they start wailing on each other. Leonidas was skilled, but Giovanni Giabano had at least a decade worth of training, he overpowered the young man and said he was going to give him a fate worse than death. He forced the roulette armor onto him, one of the items stolen, a cursed relic that cannot be removed until it has corrupted both the body and mind of its wearer. A few weeks later, and Leonidas' skin turned white, his body was perpetually spewing out flames, and his mind was beginning to collapse to unyielding madness. That was when his brothers found him. He tried shooing them away, but each one of them reminded him of their father's teachings, then offered their own words of encouragement. With their help, Leonidas eventually learned where he couldn't get rid of the curse, he could control it, channel it into his swords. Him and his brothers would face off Giabano again and again, starting a glorious rivalry. They'd also slay some purple dragon and fight squid people and stuff, upholding their father's memory while being the best versions of themselves.
What do you think of the finished result?
Let's see. I like the flaming swords, not gonna lie. I think that's a pretty cool pick. And is that like blue flaming beard and hair?
Yes, it is. Can you guess what character I used?
In my head, I'm going Hades from Hercules, but I'm probably 1,000% wrong.
No,
I'm just blaming it on the blue fire.
Okay, I used the Dark Knight Flaming Sword Pokemon.
Oh, Ceruledge. Yes. Yeah, no, he's cool. I like him. I dig him. That's a really good pick for it. Yeah, it goes with the sword vibe.
Now, I kind of worked in a different angle for this one. Something I don't normally do, but I'm really happy with the results.
Yeah, no, it turned out great.
This has been the most challenging design out of the three.
Oh, no, absolutely. But not bad. You did some great work.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should probably wrap up the video. So, bye-bye, and don't forget to subscribe to Mr. S's channel. That's, Mr. Splavovida, or however you're supposed to pronounce the name.
All right, don't forget to subscribe to Galahound19's channel.
You heard the guy. And one more thing, don't forget to have a good day.